On the 29th of June, the makers behind PetSimulatorX released the game after the countdown for the release had ended. The game started off by exploding in popularity, and a lot of people like KonekoKitten expressed their gratitude by calling it a good game. But it's the 17th of April and it's been almost 2 years since the game had released. How in the world did the owner of PetSimulatorX, Preston, become one of the most hated people on the entire Roblox platform? Prior to PetSimulatorX, Big Games, the company behind PetSimulatorX, weren't in so much drama as they are in now. A lot of people were happy for its release, and even happier when playing the game. It exploded in popularity almost immediately, and YouTubers had a new, fresh game to make content about. So let's fast forward a little bit to the 17th of April, and Big Games are now one of the most hated companies on the entire platform, specifically the one at the top of it all, Preston. PetSimulatorX released and people were having so much fun on the game. Everyone was happy and there were little to no problems apart from some minor bugs. The devs promised to make updates to the game and assured everyone that they were working on the game and bringing more content out to the game. Then on the 8th of August, PetSimulatorX released its first ever update. They added new worlds, areas, and a whole lot of pets and some other stuff. But this was when the first hint of the pay to win aspect in the game was shown by the community. This game is so pay to win. Now you need 15 pets equipped. You can even add some for us gems to equip more. No need to it costs Robux. You can tell the person writing this probably is not above the age of 10, but he wasn't really the only one to talk about this issue. As more and more people expressed their disapproval about this situation, surprisingly, even more people supported this issue and did not think it was a problem at all. Dude, chill. It's completely playable with 4 pets. It's not pay to win. You can still do really good with just 4 pets. It just takes a little more work. These issues were minor as most of the community kept on enjoying the game and it didn't really bother anyone. It wasn't up until the 9th of November that everyone started to notice some things within the game. On the 9th of November in 2021, Pet Simulator released NFTs. Now, as you can imagine, this caused a huge spiral of hate towards the developers.
But I can never understand NFTs, and the fact that a Roblox game has decided to take this approach of having exclusive NFTs on their Roblox game, it has to just be the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Pet is. Keep in mind, this is a pet inside of a Roblox game, a simulator game that, these games only have like a 4-month lifespan. Most simulator games don't last that long. You're spending this much money on a game that lasts about 4 months. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at this. $3,325,785.33. What the heck, dude? You can maybe see why this is starting to be a problem.
Bro, why is this game so popular? Pet Simulator X, 200,000 people? If you look at the YouTube...
And even people like Russell, who always had positive feedback and complimented the developers all the time, didn't expect or like this update. People made YouTube videos on it and the situation gained even more traction from people all over the world, saying mean things to the developers, speaking on how heavily this will affect the game and how it breaks the Roblox TOS. Combined with this, over the next few months, PetSimulatorX would begin to release tons and tons of new plushies, but failed to restock them. People then ended up complaining about how expensive they were and why they were never getting restocked. And then on March 22, the biggest spiral of things happened. Exploiters were able to get access into your pets and delete your pets from your inventory, causing all the grind you've done on the game to be in vain and completely useless. This caused a massive drawback to the community. People decided to quit PetSimulatorX and many were saying not to ever play PetSimulatorX, even to this day. This contracted a lot of hate to Preston, the owner of PetSimulatorX, as he would end up getting most of the blame for these incidents. More and more people were figuring out the pay to win aspects of the game and how hard it was to grind and how hard it was to get chests within the game. But the developers were very aware of this because a tweet made by Preston on the 15th of April states on how we think it's always the free-to-play players in the game that face the most problems. How come free-to-play players are always the most entitled, he says. Prior to the update that came before this, Preston said that the free-to-play players of the game would love it, but this was taken aback as the players complained about this new update, and specifically how you needed to trade one of your huge pets to unlock an area within the game. Preston got a lot of hate for this, and even popular YouTubers like Chaser Rooney, didn't like this and instead talked about how pay to win the game was. OMG, you're so right. They should spend $500 on your game instead. Dude, they might get a Barf Banana Titanic Omega Pet if they do. Oh my god. These were sarcastic comments that were used in an effort to mock Preston and combat what he said above in the tweet about how free-to-play players are the most entitled. What I think the saddest part of this all is how Russell Plays never comments on newer posts on the PetSimulatorX Twitter. He'd always reply with something like, yay, but recently he stopped for whatever reason. These events that happened gradually increased the hate on the game, majority of it being blamed on Preston, the owner. People are annoyed about how much grinding a free-to-play player has to do and how much pay to win it is and how expensive the items they sell off Roblox, like the plushies, are. Let me know what you think about this situation in the comments below. For me, I just say that the problem isn't necessarily how much the items cost, but if you don't like the price, just don't buy it. I don't really understand the hate around this situation specifically. The other situations that has happened are arguably some of the developers' faults, but around this specific area, I don't really get it because the developer puts time and effort into his updates, into making the game, and they want to make money off these games, which is not wrong at all. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Have an